All right, we got another question. Thanks for going to CoachContacts.com and sending in these questions in the engage portion. Happy to engage with you and answer these questions. The question is, what do I say to a coach when I'm on the phone with them, or what do I say when I'm on the phone with a coach? And this is always good. Just think of it this way. He called you, or you called him, and he answered, and he's on the phone with you. That means there's a certain amount of interest. A girl doesn't call a guy, or a guy doesn't call a girl if they're not interested in each other. So you gotta understand that there is a mutual amount of interest in it. So you don't want to seem like you're super desperate, because if they called you, that's a great thing. That's great. If you call them and they answer, you got them on the phone, they're willing to talk, that's even better. These guys are super busy, and they don't really have time for anything else except for, to win the next season so they can keep their job and feed their own family. But if they're willing to talk to you, that's great. So don't act too desperate, but sell yourself. Be the guy that they will remember. That a coach will say, "Hey, I remember this kid. He called me, last summer, and he seemed like a good kid. I want to move him up on our recruiting board. Maybe look in to see if we can give him some, like, a scholarship offer." So don't say normal stuff like, "Oh, what was your record last year?" You should already know that. Or don't say stuff like, "Oh, I heard about your sex scandal 2 years ago," and you don't want to go there and go into any type of political or any messy stuff like that. Just ask him questions that he would make that will make him think that you're a thinker. Ask him questions like, "What's your graduation rate? What's your plan of attack for guys who want to be pre-med? Do you hinder these guys from taking those tough classes just to have a higher team GPA, or do you let those guys take those tough classes even though they might affect the team GPA or something like that?" Make the coach think himself, because these coaches, they're busy people. They just want to do the best they can with what they have, and they're trying to find new talent. So if you can make him think that you're a thinker, and then that you actually care about yourself and your life, and you wanna make him a better coach and make him a better, make the team a better school, then that you're pretty much golden. So just don't sound like the last guy who called. You never want to do that, because the last guy, he probably said, "Oh, thanks for talking to me. I'm so good at this, and I ran for 3,000 yards last week, and I." So you don't want to sound like that. Just sound like a normal guy who's about his business, and he wants to make the coach be a better, coach, and make him look better. But thanks for sending in that question. It's a great question. Feel free to send in more questions. Click that subscribe button. That lets me know that I'm helping you out. Go over to CoachContacts.com, find the engage portion, type in a question, and I'll be happy to answer it. Thanks for the question. I'll see you at the top.